Hi YouTube, my name's Karen. I wanted to tell you my story of my cancer that I had when I was 2 years old. My cancer was called rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a stripy muscle cancer. I'm just going to show you a picture of what the stripy muscles are behind the eye. You can see that. If you can see like those stripes, like the red, the yellow and the blue, they're the stripy muscles, and that's where the cancer was. Like, yes, behind my eye and slightly on my brain, on my left side. So I went to the doctor. My mum took me to the doctors for the first time when it started playing up. My eye was itchy. I was 2 years. So my eye was itchy, and so the doctor checked my eye, and he said it was just an eye infection. So he sent me away with some medication. But that obviously didn't work. It got worse, so I went back and he checked it again, and then he said I had an eye and throat infection, which was a bit confusing because it sort of like got worse. It was itchy, and you know, it started getting swollen. Give me more medication. Then after that it got more worse, and gradually my eye closed. It closed completely. He still said it was an eye infection and a throat infection, but obviously my mum's not happy with what he kept saying, so like she was confused, she was worried, scared, and so then my mum's cousin told her to Moorfields Eye Hospital in London. So she did that. So we went to Moorfields Eye Hospital in London, and so the nurses and doctors, they've done a few tests, like some MRI scans, blood tests and so on, and they said it looked like she has a tumour behind my eye. So they transferred me to Great Ormond Street Hospital, where they done more tests. Like they sort of opened my eye, like they basically done an operation. I don't know if you can see that, the scar that I have there. Yeah, so they cut it there, and they had to sort of like lift it a little bit so they can get the tumour to see if it was cancerous. So they did that, and obviously we was waiting for the results. And so the results come back, and they said, yeah, it's cancerous. It's called rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a very rare childhood cancer. And it's a stripy muscle cancer, like I just said. So obviously it was big for the whole family. It was like you had to put a hold on everything to sort of figure out what we're gonna do. So like I was only 2 years old, so basically I didn't really understand what was going on. Obviously I knew there was something wrong with me, but I didn't know what 2-year-old knows what cancer is, you know. So they talked about it. They said what sort of treatments are they gonna do. And obviously my mum and dad had to consider my other brother and sister. I have a little brother now, but he wasn't born then. But my older brother and sister, they was only young, so they had to consider who's going to look after them when I'm in hospital, and someone needs to be with me all the time, and so on. And if, like, obviously when I was at home, sometimes my temperature, I could be fine, happy, and then next minute my temperature can go up to like crazy temperature, and I'd have to get rushed to hospital. And so it's like risk for them. But the first treatment that they started with was chemotherapy. So they had to put a Hickman line in. I can show you what a Hickman line is like. The one I had was slightly different, I think. My one was like kiddie colours, like Teletubby colours, so I used to call them like Lala and Pearl or Tiki and Dipsy, those colours. But this is sort of what a Hickman line is. It goes right in, so when I had mine, I had it like all different places. But this side, no, not that side. No, it's this side. Sorry.
Chemotherapy, but unfortunately the chemotherapy didn't shrink the tumour like they hoped, so I had to consider something else, which was the hard decision for my mum and dad, obviously, and obviously it's affected me now, which I'm going to talk about effects as well. So then they decided radiotherapy, and my mum and dad said, well, explain to us what radiotherapy is. Well, I'm going to explain that to you anyway. Radiotherapy is it's a laser. It's like a laser treatment. Basically, they had to make some sort of mask to protect my face and my right eye, and only had this one exposed. So, and then it would be like a mask and then it would have this special thing where the laser sort of, you know, goes right into this eye. And obviously they said the only thing is it will blind me. So my mum and dad said, well, I don't want her to be blind. My mum and dad were like very disappointed, like not disappointed but very upset that I had to lose my eyesight. So at first they said no, we don't want her to have to suffer with losing her eye. But then they said, but that's the only other treatment that's going to help to help her fight the cancer, to shrink the tumour as well. So they said, but is there no other alternative? He said no. There's no other alternative. The only thing that could happen is that I could have died. So that's why that's the only choice that they had to make, was the radiotherapy. So now this eye is blind. I can't see this one. You wouldn't be able to tell. No, you wouldn't be able to tell. But like, you can't really see it in this light. But the pupil, the black part of the pupil, is massive. It's like, woo. But you can sort of see how this eye is slightly smaller than this eye. But like, obviously during the chemotherapy and the radiotherapy, I did lose my hair. I have a picture here. It's not a nice picture, but it's a picture of what it looked like. So I'm going to show you this, and you can sort of still see the scar on my neck there as well. And I did lose my hair. So this is the picture here. If you can see the scar on my neck in that picture. But that was how my eye was. It was shut. I lost my hair. And my weight was ridiculous. Like, I don't mean ridiculous, but like, it went bad. Like, I went from a normal weight of a 2-year-old to weighing 2 bags of sugar. Which is 2 small bags of sugar, which is sort of like the weight of a newborn, or no, not a newborn, but like a maybe early newborn baby. And you know, and I was anorexic. Like, you can feel my bone, you can see them anyway. Yeah, you can see my bones, you can feel them. It's nasty. Obviously, sometimes the treatment made me sick. I would vomit. I would be unhappy, I'd be miserable, but then there'll be days where I'm happy, cheeky. I remember I used to
I used to get the tissues and wrap up people and make them like zombies, but like bandages, but they look like zombies walking around the hospital. The nurses the nurses used to, I used to have the drip, and they used to I used to stand on the plastic bit, and they used to push me up and down the hallway, and they used to let me into the room with them, not the room, the kitchen. But I had to be careful. And I remember my mum used to sleep, because she used to sleep with me like in my room, and the nurses would come in and they would see me awake, and they would say, "Come, let's go make mummy some toast and tea." And so I used to go with the nurse, and she would push me on the drip. I used to love that. I used to watch, because obviously I was in hospital. I was in isolation as well at one point, so like, you know, when people used to come, only my mum and dad could come in, but they had to have all this all in white thing, they couldn't touch me, so that, like, you know, it was horrible. But I used to sit and watch Annie and Oliver, and the nurses and doctors used to come in and sing in, and it used to like make me smile. And funny enough, for a 2-year-old, I used to watch Titanic. You can see this, my Heart of the Ocean necklace. But I love Titanic as well. For some reason I was memorised by it. I loved it, and I still love it to this day. I could sit and watch it over and over again. It's the same with Annie, the same with Oliver. I love musicals. But yeah, apart from that, eventually, after I think like 6 months, the cancer did go, and obviously I am blind in my left eye now, which is unfortunate, but I'm used to it, because I don't really remember that much of having 2 eyes, so I don't really remember having 2 eyes, so it's like it doesn't seem different to me. But yeah, so it's like 6 months after I got cured, I'm fine now. But I'm gonna just tell you like the after things, and then I'm gonna show you a couple of things after that. So now, my hair grew back. It did grow back. My hair before it fell out, my hair was black, and it come back brown, but now I've dyed it black again. This is just a hair piece because I like it. But my sideburns didn't grow back, if you can see. Yeah, so I've got no hair there, so I'm a bit bald. Yes, but then I was on so the chemotherapy and radiotherapy. It killed the growth. Well, that was really light. The growth. What do you call it? The growth hormone. The growth hormone cells in my body. Yeah, they stopped. So, like, it basically, for some reason, the treatment killed that. So I couldn't grow by myself. So I had to have like a replacement injection. So like I'll take it at home, I had to do it myself. Which was like a hormone injection, a growth hormone injection to help me grow. I'm not very tall. My little brother, he's 10 years old, and he's just slightly taller than me. But my mum and dad ain't very tall, so like, so I'm not short, but I'm not very tall. So like I am shorter. I'm slightly shorter than my 10-year-old brother, but he's quite tall. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Yeah. But so basically, like, affected that my height, affected my eye, and when I was on other medication to sort of, where I was anorexic, they put me on other medication to sort of maybe gain a little bit of weight. But then the hormone injection made me gain a lot of weight, so it sort of put me a little bit overweight with that. But I'm not on that anymore, but that was one of the reasons why I stopped taking it. And then I was glucose intolerant, which means I had too much insulin, too much sugar. I couldn't break it down. I'm not anymore, but the tablets that I was on for that made me put on weight again. So like I'm not really happy with my body size. So it does depress me a little bit. My confidence is zero. Like I won't go out by myself. I'm scared of travelling by myself, like on trains or anywhere far or any place I don't know. Or even if a bus goes on diversion, I panic. It's so stupid, but that's how it is for me. A lot of people say, you know, you can do it, but it's easy enough for people to say it than actually try and do it. If they haven't lived it, they can't say that if they don't know how it feels. For me, obviously I get scared if someone's going to run past me this side because I can't see. Just trying to think what else now. Oh, and I suffer with migraines, terrible migraines, so it affects my working. Like if I wanted to work, it affects me. Like I could be at school, like when I was at school. I'm not at school anymore, but when I was at school, I was doing an exam and I had a migraine, so I couldn't see because I'm blind in my left eye. This eye goes like a fuzzy zigzaggy. Don't know if anyone else gets that, but some people do, I suppose. So like it would affect and it would take over my eye, so I couldn't see anything. So I'd be like looking at paper, like say it's a paper and it had like writing on it, I couldn't see it. So the people, like some of the teachers wouldn't believe me, they'd think I'd lying. But then I would cry because they think I'd lying because they wouldn't let me go. And so basically I have to go home, or they have to put me in a dark room and I have to take like paracetamol or ibuprofen. I've got these new tablets, I can't remember what they're called now. They're downstairs. Yeah, so like even if I want to, like say if I was working and I had a migraine, I'd have to miss work because of that, or I wouldn't be able to get home because I can't see. So it's like it's not good, you know. But I'd love to like work with children because I love children. So I need to know if any of the cancer treatment has affected me to have children or not. Because they said it could. They said it could affect me to. I might not be able to have any children, but I've got to have tests for that, so I can't confirm that with you yet. I've had tests, but I've just got to sort of have a few more tests. But I think that's all. You know, it's hard. So really, oh, and I've got a lot of stretch marks and stuff from the weight thing, and from the hormone has left me with loads of stretch marks. So you know, sometimes I get like a little bit of I don't know. Sometimes I get depressed, thinking about why was it me, you know. I was 2 years old, it's like what did I do to deserve cancer and stuff like that. So you know, I'm very grateful that I'm here now though, to be honest. I have to wear these glasses now, so I'm going to put these on. So see, even though I'm blind, why they put a lens in this one? I don't get that. But they're like, so it makes it stronger, but how's it going to make it stronger? I'm never going to be able to see again. But even if there was a solution where they said I could be able to see again, I wouldn't do it because I'm just happy with the way I am. I'm glad I'm alive. I don't want to go through any more operations or anything like that. So I'm going to just show you this quickly. Let me show you the newspaper. I was in the newspaper when I was 2, when I had the cancer. These guys that are in this picture here, they shaved off their hair for me. For Great Ormond Street charity, but then there was someone that took the money, which was not nice. I'm going to show you a picture anyway. This is the newspaper. These are the guys that shaved off their hair, and that picture down there, see guys, can you see it? That is me and my dad. But this is the newspaper, a crowd rallying round for Karen, and this was in Thursday 11th of November, and that was 1999. And then there's a magazine here, which basically my story and the after story that my mum did, which in this magazine, That's Life. If you've heard of that. So this is me. This is me again. I can't remember if that picture's before I had it or after. But that's me. I think I was at a wedding. And then that picture there is me and my mum, and my hair started to grow back. Yeah, so I'm really grateful now that I'm alive, because obviously if they didn't pick that treatment, obviously I might not have been. But I always say that my brother, I've got a brother that didn't survive at birth. He's you know, his heart stopped. But I always believed that he gave up his life because he knew one of his siblings were going to something wrong. So I always believed that he gave up his spirit for me, his life for me. Sorry. But anyway, I do love makeup, and I can show you that it's and I love singing. So if you'd like to hear me singing, leave a comment below with requests. But if you'd like to see me do my makeup, like makeup tutorials, I can show you it's possible to be able to do makeup with one eye. Trust me. It's not hard. Like, a lot of people do say to me, how do you do it with one eye? I just say, I don't know actually, but I don't know, I just do, you know, because I'm looking in the mirror, it doesn't feel like I'm blind in the eye. But I'm gonna show you, like, I'm gonna do a makeup tutorial later today anyway, so you get an idea of the sort of makeup I do. I'm very eccentric, like I love bold colours, lips and that sort of stuff, and I'll do some hauls, like maybe on stuff that I buy or stuff that I have. Maybe I'll show you my makeup collection sometime. Sorry, my leg hurts there. So yeah, if you want to see any more makeup tutorials that I might do, or me singing, like, you can check out some of the videos I already have, or if you have any requests, leave comments below, and I'll get back to you. Please subscribe, pass this video on if you want to. Leave comments, nice comments, no haters. But if you've got any requests for makeup tutorials, excuse me, if you've got any requests for singing, like any songs, or if you've got any requests for anything else you'd like to hear, or if you'd like to read, if you'd like me to read this whole story. It's not all complete because obviously it got a bit too much for my mum to read it all. But if you'd like me to read it, just leave a comment below. And just to let you know, this is the webcam that I'm using, and I like it a lot. Apologies if any of the video is slow to the voice, that, you know, to the talking. But thank you for watching. I love you all. Please subscribe. And any requests, like I said, just leave a comment. Thank you. Love you all. Bye bye.